Hi, my name is Duncan, and I'm one of the members at Hope Community Church Middleton. I'd like to tell you a bit about my story. My earliest memories of church are of sitting with my mum and dad, getting bored really. I used to watch people. I remember watching one person in front of me praying and thinking, that person doesn't have a head. The reason was their collar was quite high at the back, and when they leant forward to pray, I couldn't see this head at all. I used to take toys with me to church so that I could play with them during the service. I really wanted to be playing football, not sitting in church. I didn't really appreciate why we went to church. I did pray what some people would call a prayer of commitment at the age of 7 years old, but it didn't really change me. I thought I was a Christian, but my life didn't really change. We moved to Sheffield when I was 11 years old. It was a big change and I wanted to be liked, so I tried to impress people, mainly through sport, which I love. We moved into a house across the road from a church which taught the Bible, and it had a big youth group. It was mainly through receiving good teaching at the youth group that God opened my eyes to exactly who I was and exactly who Jesus was. God showed me how far short I'd fallen of his standards. Most of the time I didn't want to do what he wanted me to do. And even when I did, I failed. This is what the Bible refers to as sin. 1 John 1 verse 8 says, "If we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us." At the same time, God showed me that Jesus, the one through whom the whole universe was created, had come to die to save me from my sin. That he'd taken the punishment that I deserved so that I could be set free and be forgiven for all the wrong things that I thought and said and did. 1 John 1 verse 9 says, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness." The fact that Jesus rose from the dead meant that I too could die to my old life and be given a new life, a life that is free from the burden of sin and free from the fear of death. God used my youth leaders. They were great. They taught well, and their lives were attractive to me. They lived as if this stuff was really true. God was gradually showing me that if I was a Christian, it meant that I needed to live for him and not for myself. And this was confirmed for me when I went to a Billy Graham meeting at Bramall Lane in 1985. I can't remember all that he said, but what he did say left me thinking, it's time to get serious with this Christian faith. I knew I needed to live with Jesus as my Lord and King. I went forward and prayed another prayer of commitment, and this time I really understood what that meant. I knew that I needed to stop being half-hearted as a Christian. Because Jesus had given his life for me, I needed to do what he asked me to do and not what I wanted to do. My priorities changed from then on. Although I still really enjoyed sport, God created in me a desire to go to church on a Sunday, to learn about him. I started being more open about my Christian faith, and I would reason with my friends, trying to give them a reason for them to believe in Jesus as well. I've not always found it easy to live wholeheartedly for Jesus, but by his grace I'm still living for him now. I work as a doctor in Leeds. During my training, I've had the privilege of learning about the human body. This has helped me to appreciate the amazing way our bodies are designed and strengthens my faith in the God of the Bible. Lately, God has been teaching me about fear. There are many people who are afraid at the moment, fearful of getting the virus. It's wonderful to know that as a Christian, I don't need to fear the virus. Even if I die, I know that because Jesus rose again, death is not the end. So instead of fearing the virus, I need to be ready for the day of my death. I need to be trusting that Jesus can save me from the just punishment that I deserve. And I need to be living wholeheartedly for Jesus, who gave his life for me. Thank you for listening to my story. If you'd like to find out more, please click on the links below.